In this video, I'm going to explore the ultimate leadership paradox, which is essentially how you can influence others by influencing yourself first. So to start in this video and to have a little fun together, I'm going to share with you a parable, an ancient Chinese parable that illustrates this point perfectly. Then once I'm done with that, I'm going to pull out the 5 key points that the parable illustrates and how you can cultivate self-leadership so that you can be more influential in the world. Let's go. This story, and forgive me if I don't get it exactly right because I'm not reading it, I am doing it from memory. In this ancient Chinese parable, there is a young woman named Lily. And Lily lives with her husband and with her mother-in-law. And Lily is miserable. Her mother-in-law and she just don't get along. Her mother-in-law is irritable. She complains all the time. She treats Lily poorly. She yells at her, screams at her, and tells her how horrible she is. And Lily just can't even stand it anymore. And one day, Lily just gets fed up. I mean, her husband is unhappy too. He's stuck in the middle and he can't choose sides between his mother and his wife. So Lily is fed up and decides to go visit an old wise man in her village, Dr. Huang. And she tells Dr. Huang about this story and she asks Dr. Huang to please give her a poison so that she can get rid of her mother-in-law. And Dr. Huang says, well, you know, if you poison her, they'll be suspicious of you. You can't do that. You can't poison her like that so quickly. You're going to have to do this slowly. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you these herbs and you're going to give her these herbs every day. And slowly these herbs will work and they will poison your mother-in-law. But because we don't want to have suspicion on you if something, when she passes, you need to do this while being extremely loving and kind to her. You treat your mother-in-law like a queen, right? So be nice to her, be sweet to her, make food for her, just do everything that you can to love on her so that there's no suspicion on you when she dies. So Lily takes the herbs, she goes home and she starts to mix the herbs in with all of her mother-in-law's meals, and she heeds Dr. Huang's words and she's kind to her and loving to her. And over the course of the next few days and weeks and months, Lily is realizing that her mother-in-law is changing. Her mother-in-law is transforming and actually they're getting along well and things are going beautiful to the point where it's soon, Lily is like, I love her as much as my own mother. I can't kill this woman. So she runs to Dr. Huang and she says, Dr. Huang, you have to help me. We have to get some herbs to undo what I've done because I don't want her to die anymore. And Dr. Huang says, don't worry. Those herbs I gave you, those were just to help her. Those were vitamins and ways to support her. In fact, what you've done is you've transformed yourself. And in doing so, you've transformed the relationship with your mother-in-law. She didn't have to die or, Lily didn't have to do anything else. They didn't have to go to therapy together. They didn't have to talk it out. Just by one part of the relationship transforming, the whole relationship was able to transform. And that is the message of this video, that by transforming yourself and your own inner leadership, you will naturally show up differently in your relationships and people will respond to you differently and you will become a more empowered and empowering and influential leader. So as I move forward in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 things that you can do to actually undertake that yourself. Now, by the way, if you like this topic of leadership, if this is something that you're excited to learn more about, this is just one of many leadership videos that I've done about self-leadership. And you can find those in a playlist that you can click on below when you're done watching this video. I invite you to go explore those. And by the way, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, click like on this video if you like it, share your comments below. I love to hear from you. I'd love to know what you think about this. All right, let's keep going, shall we? So what the parable illustrates is the power that you have by yourself to transform anything in your life, and in particular, your relationships. Now, the first step towards cultivating self-leadership is self-awareness. Most of the time, we are not all that self-aware. I know that I wasn't. I used to run through the world. I used to drive in traffic, like flipping people off and racing around people and being angry and frustrated and irritated. And if you had asked me, are you angry? Are you frustrated? Are you irritated? I would have said, no, I'm not. That guy's just a jerk, right? So I would have put the blame for the way that I felt and the way that I was showing up on the world outside of me. Now I know better. Now right away, I have the self-awareness to check in and be like, wow, I'm driving like a jerk. What's up with that? How do I feel? What's going on inside? Is this something that I want to feel, or do I want to shift and change this? Once we have self-awareness about how we're feeling, we can start to manage our internal states. And when we can manage our internal states, we can separate ourselves from what's going on the outside so that we are not at the mercy of our circumstances all the time. Which leads me to number 2, which is self-empowerment. When we are empowered, when we are self-reliant, when we source from within, then we no longer are at the mercy of circumstances. We are no longer a victim. So someone who has a good capacity for self-leadership is able to lead themselves toward a more desired state. They are empowered to take charge of how they feel and how they show up in the world. And when we do that, other people get to witness a much better version of us usually. Like when we're just operating off the cuff, when we're operating unintentionally, right? Just based on whatever is happening around us. Oh, now I'm upset because I didn't get this sale, or now this person cut me off, so I'm angry, or now this thing happened or that thing happened. We have no power over ourselves because everything is determined by the world outside of us. But when we are self-empowered, when we're self-aware and then empowered to change our internal state, and we can say, hey, wait a second, I'm going to take a few deep breaths, check in, connect to my higher self, my higher power, whatever it is. Remember that all of this is happening for me, and there's a lesson, there's a gift in this somewhere, even if I don't know what it is. That can help us to totally show up differently. And your process might look different than what I just did, but the key is to find the process that helps you check in and transform and be empowered around your own state. The third part of cultivating self-leadership is self-care. When we take good care of ourselves, then our physiology and our emotional state and our mindset supports who we want to be. So for example, if we're not getting enough sleep, if we're eating crappy food, and if we're surrounding ourselves with negative, pessimistic people, then we're going to show up in a certain way. But if we instead choose to sleep enough hours and to put good foods into our bodies and to let go of the anchors in our life and only focus on having wonderful, empowering, and uplifting people around us, we're going to show up differently. So taking care of ourselves and putting our needs first so that we can show up in a better way is a huge part of self-leadership. Now, I'm not going to dive into all the different layers of self-leadership because there's more that I want to cover in this video, but I highly encourage you to check out my video all about self-leadership. Another piece of being able to cultivate your internal leadership is integrity. Integrity is doing what you say you're going to do and having congruence between who you say you are and what you say into the world, what you speak, and actually how you show up, what you do. Remember how they say actions speak louder than words? And that is what integrity is all about. It's about holding yourself to account when you make a commitment so that you complete that commitment, or because we're never perfect, that you acknowledge that you didn't do it, acknowledge the breakdown, and come up with some sort of remedy or new promise. Another way that you can influence others by influencing yourself first is by having a clear vision, by cultivating and developing a vision of what you're creating in the world. When you feel excited by, impassioned by, and focused on a vision, then that naturally excites and impassions and focuses other people. This is how leadership works. It's not necessarily what we say, but it's the picture that we paint. It's the possibilities that we create for people. And so when we have clear vision, then other people can feel enrolled in that vision and desire to support us without us having to crack a whip and say, hey, you need to do this thing, and why didn't you do this yet, right? Another big piece, the fourth item of developing that self-leadership, is also deep connection and caring. The empathy with others, listening to people, receiving people, rather than ruling by decree or dictate, right? An empowering, inspiring leader that gets other people to step up into their leadership is someone who cares, someone that people know actually has feelings and has a desire to contribute and help. And finally, that kind of leader is someone who is confident, someone who has certainty. Not certainty of the exact way that everything's going to go, but certainty that they're on the right path. Someone that feels that level of certainty, generally people entrain to that person. I used to hear one of my mentors say, the most certain person in the room is the one who leads. And so cultivating your own sense of confidence and certainty. Again, not certainty of specific outcomes or exactly how this is going to go, but certainty and trust in the process and trusting in your own gifts and your own skills. That also helps to foster trust in others. If you're looking to cultivate more leadership, and specifically if you're a speaker, author, coach, consultant who's looking to do that through your business, let's connect. You can set up a discovery call with me at superstaractivator.com/go. And you can find that link below. I look forward to meeting you.